Prayer. Not so random. Prayer. I'm a Christian and I believe in prayer. Before I came into the space today, I was humming this song about prayer. Oh yes, He answers prayers. The God I serve answers prayers. If there is a people to pray, there's a God to answer. So one day I stood, I usually do that, to process my thoughts on prayer. Nigeria as a country, I'm a Nigerian by the way, which you know, proudly Nigerian to my bones. We pray a lot. But I come to ask myself, are we praying amiss? Follow my thoughts. What is prayer? Now, I'm going to veer off a little, then I will come back. But it's still on prayer. The earth, when you study, for those of us who did geography in school or earth science, or you study the cosmos and what have you, the earth runs on what I term an energy source. You say the revolution and evolution of the earth goes around its axis, then goes around the sun. All of that rotation and movement generates this energy. The earth runs on an energy profile. And if that energy wanes, the earth collapses. You see the plants and all that. So what has that got to do with prayer? Whenever we gather to pray, even as an individual with yourself, and you're praying, this is how I see it. We are generating energy. You remember that story about Elijah? Yes, that he prayed that there will be no rain for a season. And he also prayed that there should be rain. Now, I try to look at the formation of rain, how it rains. For those of us who did elementary geography, you know how rain comes. You hear the rising of the, I'm trying to get my thoughts together. The rising of when the earth heats up, condensation, the movement, and all of that. It points to one thing, energy. So he prayed for this cycle of the earth to be distorted. So it takes a higher energy to suspend a lower energy, if you understand what I mean by that. They said, scripture says that he's a mere man, as in a mortal like you. And he prayed. So this is how I see it when we pray. Energy is being released. But the question is, what do you do with the energy that is released? When we pray, when we close our eyes and we connect with our Father, with divinity, and we call, energy is released. But the question now is, what do you do with the energy? Elijah prayed for there not to be rain. So let's get our imagination going. So imagine as he prayed, energy was released to him. He took the essence of the energy and he began to administer it on the atmospheric conditions, changing, those situations, just like, more or less like the word, what's that word now? He was changing the atmosphere of the earth. Guys, do you know that most of the creativity we see on the earth came as a result of children of God who prayed and received energy from above. And with that, they changed it. So this is how I see it whenever we gather. Don't pray aimlessly. Don't. When we gather, we're praying to receive from God. Yes, I use the word energy just to communicate because that is the barest explanation to it. It's energy. So whenever you go in there to pray, remember you're going to receive energy, and that energy is to terraform the earth, change your surrounding. Have that consciousness in church, alone, with a friend, a colleague, or whatever. Have that consciousness. You have come to pray. If there's anybody to pray, there are people to pray, there's a God to answer. And when he answers, what do you do with the answers? Energy. So in Nigeria as a country, there's so much energy released to us, yet we are not using it maximally. There's a lot of spiritual energy released into the atmosphere called Nigeria, but a lot of us are not using it maximally. Whew, like I told you, not so random thoughts. That's what I came to do today. I hope this gets to you. I'm not spooking you, am I? In any way, if I'm spooking you, what? Grow up. Catch up.